In this problem, we have a cubic function in a straight line. So f of x is x cubed minus 4x plus 1, and g of x is just going to be a positive 1. First, in order to find the 3 points of intersection, we have to set our two equations equal to each other. So x cubed minus 4x plus 1, we're going to set that equal to g of x, which is just 1. And begin to solve. Subtract 1 from both sides. I got x cubed minus 4x equals 0. Factor out the x. We'll have x squared minus 4. So x times x plus 2 and x minus 2 gives me 3 x values. One of them is 0, one of them is negative 2, and one of them is positive 2. So A, being the furthest one to the left, would have the smallest x value. That would be negative 2. And B, being the one in the middle, would have an x value of 0. And then C, being the one on the right, would have the biggest x value of 2. For all three of them, because they're on that horizontal line, g of x equals 1, their y coordinates are all 1. Now, find the exact area of the region bound by the two curves. And the most obvious thing about this area is there are two regions. I'm going to take them one at a time. First, I'll take a look at this first region. I have drawn in a representative rectangle, and I hope that you think about it. But we can jump straight to the actual integral. In that first area, the one that goes from A to B, all right, that's going to be an integral. We're going from A to B along an x direction, so the x values are going to go from negative 2 to 0. And we have to take the bigger value, the bigger y coordinate in terms of x, which is the curve, x cubed minus 4x plus 1. And from that, we'll subtract the lower value, which is a straight line, just 1 dx. Of course, those two will cancel. And this is going to be the integral that we have to integrate. So this first area, the integral of x cubed is 1/4 x to the 4th. And the integral of 4x is 2x squared, which we'll evaluate from negative 2 to 0. Plugging in 0 first, well, 0 to the 4th is 0, 0 squared is 0, so that'll just give us 0. Then we'll subtract what we get when we plug in negative 2. Negative 2 to the 4th is 16, divided by 4 is 4. Negative 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, so we'll subtract 8. Making this area the opposite of negative 4, is positive 4. So right in here, this area is going to be 4. And now we're going to have to do a similar thing in order to find the other area. For that second area, it's also going to be an integral, but the x coordinates now are going to go from 0 in the point B over to the x coordinate of C, which is 2. As far as the height of our representative rectangle goes, the bigger value now is 1. And then from that, we'll subtract the lower y value in terms of x, being x cubed minus 4x plus 1. Of course, the plus 1 and the minus the 1 and the plus 1 will cancel. And we have to integrate from 0 to 2. Negative x to the 3rd minus negative 4x dx. The integration is very similar, just the opposite really. We'll have negative 1/4 x to the 4th plus 2x squared, evaluated from 0 to 2. Plugging in 2 first, 2 to the 4th is 16 times negative 1/4 is negative 4 plus 8. And from that, we'll subtract 0, and that gives us an area of also 4. So the area of this curve is also 4, meaning that the total area is the area of the two regions combined, and that gives us a total area of 8.